Hi, my name is Marian Talamo. I'm a photographer located in Staten Island, New York. And this is my desktop. This is not my image. This is my image. And this one and this one. These are ones that I have painted in the past. And I hope to teach you guys how to do that here on this channel, as well as to work with traditional art materials. And this is just a little preview of a video that I have in the works called How to Create Painted Eyes. And it's something that I learned how to do back in 2007. And I've been sharing it since I learned how to do it. And I've been adapting it as I go along. And so this video that I'm putting together hopefully will help you try to do it yourself. Try to attempt to create painted eyes in Photoshop. So here is a sneak peek. Back in the older days of Photoshop, it was a little easier to buck around with the eraser and get a nice soft edge. The brushes are actually, the fact that the brushes are actually more responsive now, which makes the process harder, is kind of strange. But what I do sometimes is I get the pressure. I don't want to get the pressure size because I don't want the size to get bigger as I press down harder. Pressure opacity is okay, but then I'm going to have to turn the opacity and flow all the way up to 100 and see what happens. And I'm going to make my brush really tiny. I want to see if I can erase out all of the paint out of the iris with this brush. Yes, I can. I want to make sure that I at least get all of the paint out of the iris. So this is all shape, what's called, I call shaping of the moon. Very much like the catch light, you want the edges of this gold bar that you're putting in her eyes to be very subtle. And sometimes in order to get that hard edge like that, there you go, you see it there. You have to make the brush very small to do that and press very hard on your pen. And you only want to do that for areas where you really, really need to get the dark back, like in her pupil. I really don't want any paint in her pupil. Okay. And I don't want any paint on this line under her eye. But I do want a softening of this edge here. And I will tell you, I have been struggling with the new brushes. Maybe because I do restrict my flow and my opacity, but I kind of like bump against it, what I want to erase. You could see how, like, as I'm getting nearer, but staying out of the actual paint, I'm softening that edge so where I burned around her iris before starts to come out. And you really can't tell right now where her eye ends and the paint begins, and that's deliberate. You want that. You want this moon to be there but kind of be undefined, if you know what I mean. Now again, I can go down with the tiny little brush. I can clean up right here, right her iris. If I press hard enough, I could get that totally cleaned up. And again, I wouldn't worry too much about, see more in here where I'm bumping against it, where I'm just hitting the edge. I don't want a hard line. And sometimes I'm getting frustrated with the new eraser, but I'll get there. Sometimes it's a matter of running actually across the paint right on the edge with the tablet. Sometimes you actually have to touch the paint a little bit to erase it.